That night, the pounding on my bedroom door echoed like thunder in my chest. While downstairs, my mother's laughter mingled with the clink of wine glasses and the hum of her friends' chatter. I huddled in the corner, phone clutched like a lifeline, my breath shallow and ragged, waiting for the wood to give way under his fury. She was right there, just a floor below. But her voice never rose to stop him, only swelled with the party's rhythm. As if my terror was just background noise. In that moment, as the door frame splintered, I knew, one day, I'd make them both pay for turning their backs on me. My name is Sophia Reyes, and at 29, I run a nonprofit legal aid clinic in Chicago, helping survivors of domestic trauma navigate the system. But 7 years ago, on my 22nd birthday, I learned the bitter taste of betrayal in our quiet suburban home in Evanston. The bass from Mom's indie rock playlist throbbed through the house, her signature cackle cutting through like a knife, sharper with every sip of Chardonnay. Her knitting circle was over, Elena from the block, Carla from her former gig at the community center, and a handful of others lost in a haze of midlife gossip and giggles. I'd been upstairs, buried in law school outlines, when the stairs groaned under his weight. Slow, menacing Victor, my stepfather, had been hitting the scotch since lunch. I'd spotted the drained bottles in the recycling earlier, when I'd snuck down for a quick bite. His boozing had ramped up over the years, but tonight carried a sharper edge. A storm brewing that made my gut twist. He halted at my door. Then the fists came down. Sophia. His slur was thick, laced with venom. Open up, you sneaky little bitch. My fingers fumbled for my phone as the door shook violently. Through the walls, Mom's laughter pealed on, light and untroubled, as if her husband wasn't unraveling into a monster above her head. I know what you've been up to, Victor snarled. Those messages, trying to poison her against me. Ice flooded my veins. He'd uncovered the texts I'd sent Mom last month, links to legal aid hotlines. Pleas for her to walk away. I'd used a burner app. Thought I was safe. But he always found a way. The knob rattled like it was about to snap. Good thing I'd bolted on that extra lock weeks ago, funded by my barista shifts. But the frame was cracking now, fibers giving way. Mom, I yelled, desperation cracking my voice. Help! The music cranked up instead, drowning me out. Laughter spiked again. I shrank into the shadows by my desk, dialing 911 with numb thumbs. Another blow, Wood screamed. You think you can ruin my life? My marriage? The irony burned. He dismantled Mom's world brick by brick, cut her off from her roots, drained her savings, crushed her fire, and called it love. One more hit, and the lock buckled. Please, I murmured to the dispatcher. 1842, Oak Street. He's breaking in, hurry. Her questions blurred as the door exploded inward, shards flying like shrapnel. Victor loomed there, eyes bloodshot, his tailored shirt rumpled and reeking of liquor. We locked stairs, the air thick with unspoken threats. He stepped forward, and in that split second, I saw my end or my rebirth. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance. His head snapped up, rage twisting into panic. But the die was cast. This was the night fear died in me. This was the night revenge took root. Tracing it back, the poison started the day Dad passed. I was 8, kicking a soccer ball in the driveway when Mom stepped out, her face ashen as fresh snow. Heart failure at 40. Mid-shift at the warehouse. Gone in an instant. For 4 years, it was us against the world, grieving, rebuilding, forging new rituals in his absence. Mom poured herself into her role at the local nonprofit, rising from volunteer coordinator to program director. She was fierce then, self-reliant, drilling into me that no woman should ever dim her light for anyone. Then Victor Lang slithered in. He was a donor to the center, a slick venture capitalist who always sought her out at events. Polished, charismatic, with that salt and pepper hair that screamed success. He brought orchids, not generic blooms, but the rare ones she'd offhandedly mentioned loving. He remembered my passion for debate club and gifted me a leather-bound journal for notes. "He's special," Mom confided, her eyes sparkling like they hadn't since Dad. "He wakes something in me." At first, Victor played the hero. He coached my soccer games, helped with essays, never overstepped as replacement dad, but positioned himself as ally. Lavish dinners, weekend getaways to the lake, a diamond necklace for Mom's birthday. When he proposed after 18 months, I cheered them on. The erosion was sly, almost imperceptible. He nudged her to scale back work hours first. "You're burning out, Maria. Let me shoulder this." Then, why grind at all? My firm's thriving. By their first anniversary, she'd quit the job that defined her. Isolation followed like clockwork. He'd pout over her plans with old colleagues. "I thought it'd be just us tonight," he'd murmur, wounded. "But if they're more important." Mom started canceling. Knitting nights dwindled. Calls with her brother tapered off. Finances? He seized them seamlessly. "Let me streamline it all, no more stress for you." Her accounts vanished into joint ones he controlled. Cards cut up, replaced with his. When Abuela left her a modest inheritance, he funneled it into his investments. Poof, gone. By 16, Mom was a shadow. The powerhouse in pencil skirts now begged for grocery allowances. The mentor who'd preached autonomy now flinched at raised voices, apologized for breathing too loud. I confronted her endlessly. "Mom, this isn't right. The control, the fear. He cares. Sophia. He's just intense. I push his buttons. You're tiptoeing on glass. You don't get grown-up love yet." Someday. That spat ended with tears and me confined to my room for insubordination. Survival meant fading into walls. I lingered at school for mock trials, library hours, sleepovers, anything but home. Grades became my ticket out, scholarships, distance. Victor overlooked me if I stayed silent. We coexisted in parallel universes. He had Mom leashed, and that sufficed. But I observed his playbook, the gaslighting, the microcontrols, how he'd warp her reality until she questioned her sanity. Unwittingly, I was gearing up for battle. My acceptance to Northwestern law was my breakout. Full ride. Campus housing. Miles from his grip. Mom wept at the news, joy or loss. I couldn't tell. "I'll come back," I vowed. Though Victor would sabotage that. "Stay strong," she breathed, her embrace fierce. I should have caught the finality. The day I left, he didn't emerge from his office. Mom waved from the curb, shrinking in the mirror like a wilting flower. Law school was liberation, autonomy, deep dives into family law and victim advocacy. Professors saw zeal, I saw armament. Weekly calls with Mom were coded whispers during his gym sessions. "How's school?" "Mija?" Bright facade. "Tough, but rewarding." "You?" "Fine. Tending the orchids." We danced around the truth. Calls shortened. Sometimes. Silence. Sophomore year Thanksgiving. The house reeked of decay. Mom was gaunt, sleeves long in the heat. A bruise peaked when she served pie. "Mom, Sophia." "Not now." Victor lounged, oblivious or smug. I snapped pics of Marks while she showered. Recorded his rants covertly, building my arsenal. Back on campus, I immersed in clinics for abuse victims. Volunteered at shelters. Terms like trauma bonding, coercive control illuminated Victor's playbook. My mentor, Professor Elena Vasquez. Spotted the fire. This hits home, doesn't it? I nodded. Throat tight. You can't force rescue, she warned. But arm up for when they reach. So I did, studied Illinois statutes on DV. Divorce. Embezzlement. Networked with pro bono lawyers. Lined up counselors. Junior year. Calls ceased. Voicemail hell. Houseline? Victor's sneer, she's napping. Or, out, a blatant lie. I showed up unannounced. Key in hand. Found her in bed. Blind shut. Pill bottles arrayed. He says anxiety, she mumbled. Foggy. Helps me rest. Snapped those 2 Valium. Ativan. Zoloft compliance in capsules. Senior internship at a Chicago legal aid firm exposed me to escape stories, triumphs, heartbreaks. Leavings lethal, one woman shared. They snap when cornered. Graduated magna cum laude. Snagged a fellowship at the clinic. Close for crisis. Far from his radar. First year, built mom's exit kit. Secret account in her maiden name. Drip fed from my paycheck. Safe house spot. And Victor's ventures? Shady. Public filings hinted at Ponzi vibes, flipped properties. Ghost LLCs. I moonlighted digging, tax liens. Offshore ties. Patterns screamed fraud. Needed her signal, help. Instead, a venomous email from his domain, back off. Or regret it. War declared. The threat landed mid-morning at the clinic. Between client intakes. Back off. Or regret it. He'd sniffed my probes or the hotline links. Forwarded to my ally. Attorney Carla Mendoza. DV and white-collar whiz. Intimidation gold, she said. Log it all. Called mom. Victor intercepted. She wants space. Let me hear her. You're twisting her mind with your legal crap. Like you're doping her? Silence. Then lethal quiet. Stay clear. Sophia. Final warning. Click. I doubled down. Hired a PI on credit. Unearthed Victor's Lang Capital as a laundering hub. Inflated deals. Cayman inflows. Syndicate ties. Feds were sniffing. But glacial. Mom lacked time. Recruited via Carla, passed notes through her knitting pal Elena. She looks haunted, Elena whispered. Thin. Vacant. The pills keeps her pliant. Plan? Be primed. Swift strike. Assembled shadows. Carla for law. Prof. Vasquez for psych eval. Extraction specialist for grabs. Forensic auditor for untangling funds. Thursdays. Drove from Chi to Burbs. Parked distant. Scoped. Logged plates. Patterns. Learned stealth from the specialist. Late fall. Spied mom in orchids alone. Weeping on a bench. Heart shattered. But cameras loomed. Drafted blueprint. Snatch. Restrain order. Asset freeze. FBI tip. Saw my own shrink. Dr. Ruiz. To cage the fury. This reeks of vendetta. Saving her. Or settling scores? Both. Wrong. Human. But it scars. I'd bear it. November. Encrypted plea to mom. Safe net ready. Haven. Cash. Shields. Say yes, I'll pull you. Reply from Victor. December 15th. House. Discuss her fate. Trap. But bait. My birthday. Knitting night. Witnesses galore. Tweaked plan. Wired up. Apps rolling. Didn't foresee the shatter. Sirens neared. Maybe a minute. Victor in the breach. Heaving. You dialed them. You idiot. Phone up. Dispatcher lifeline. They're here. Walk away. He barked a laugh. My domain. You're the intruder. Sophia? Mom's voice floated up. Laced with wine. At last. What's happening? Your kid's wrecking us, Victor bellowed. Eyes pinned. Footsteps ascended, group. Mom materialized behind. Knitters clustered, Elena. Carla stand-in. Others gaping at debris. Victor. What? Mom faltered. Staring. What I did. He spun. They recoiled. Your brat's scheming. Emails. Probes, turning you. You smashed her door, Elena cut in. Maria. He smashed it. She barred me in my house. Sirens blared outside. Lights flashing. Mom, I urged. Steady. Speak truth. She wavered between us. Glass quaking. Crossroads. Victor sensed Maria. Baby, she's dramatic. Misunderstanding. Police. Front door thuds. Carla's proxy bolted down. Maria. Victor gripped her wrist. Don't. You smashed my daughter's door, she whispered. Eyeing his hold. Our girl, he squeezed. For family. Release, I advanced. Cops crested stairs. Assessing. Wreckage. Grip. My cornered stance. Shocked cluster. Sir. Back off, lead barked. Hand hovering. Victor eased. Calculated. Family squabble. She's unstable. He invaded. I feared death. Liar. Ask Maria. All eyes on her. Wine rippled. This, her pivot. Elena nudged. Tell. Maria. The bangs. Yells we heard. Mom met my gaze, glimpsed her old spark. The climber. The fighter. He smashed it, she built. My girl screamed, I heard. We all did. You, Victor lunged. Cops pounced, floored. Cuffed. Rights droned. He railed betrayal. Sacrifices. Regrets we'd reap. Hurt. Junior cop eyed me. No, timely. As they dragged. Victor spat. Worthless without me. Mom squared. We'll see. Hauled out. HA king in cuffs. Neighbors gawking. Statements taken. Knitters rallied round Mom, fierce shield. House hushed. We sat amid splinters. Sorry, she breathed. Let it fester. Round one, I clasped. He bails, we strike. Your prep. I know you plotted. I grinned faint. Indeed. Bail in hours. As forecast, but window enough. Carla burned midnight oil. Emergency orders. Freezes. House lockout. PI dumped dossier to her. FBI liaison. Victor emerged to ruins brewing. 500 feet buffer, Carla briefed in her loop suite. Temp. But evidence seals permanent. Mom. Sleep deprived but vivid. Detoxing pills under doc watch. His empire? He'll drown us in suits. Carla smirked. Feds love your dirt. Sophia. Rico jackpot. I laid files. Cayman buys. Loss flips to phantoms, laundering classic. Testify, you nail him 20 years. Mom gripped mine. Book it. Weak spill fortress. Leave from clinic. Mom to safe flat. New digits. Therapist web. Knitters rhoda, never solo. Blind fools, Elena lamented. Sifting papers. Signs blatant. Masters of masks, I soothed. Feds unearthed deeper, Lang as mob washer. Eastern bloc ties. Kickbacks. Your links, we missed, Agent Reyes praised. Divorce hawk. Marco Diaz, Carla wreck. Dissected webs. Forged SIGs, felony fraud. Mom hit survivor circle, Maria. Abused decade. First utterance, group enveloped. Media sniffed, VC mogul DV. Fraud rap. Club ousted. Partners fled. Empire teetered. But Victor? Desperate beasts bite. Carla cautioned, vigilance trapped. They lash. Word, hidden half-mil cached. Sketchy PI meet. Scheming, Reyes warned. Tails up. Mom bunked mine. Guards hired. Trial loomed, our arena. Ready? I probed pre-depo eve. Long overdue. Court brimmed day one. Victor suited. Feigning poise, but jaw ticked at our entry. His shark. Harlan Voss. Venomous, vindictive kin. Greedy split. RADA. Lena Torres, control cage decade plus. Door smash. Theft. Terror. Week 1, DV parade. Elena, bangs. Rage. Others echoed. My stand, fear. Then fury. Voss cross, resent remarriage? Dread his chains. Law whiz framed him? Actions damned him. Mom's recount, grabs. Pushes. Hidden marks. Worsened post-probes. Voss grilled psych. Pills, unreliable. Doped for docility. Financials, auditor charts. Reyes mob links. Bombshell, my audio, please. Threats. Shatter. Mom's laughs amid screams. Voss objected. One-party state held. Victor testified. Ego-driven. Victim narrative. Torres tore. Clumsy wife. Finger doors. Family provider. Fear jailer. Closing sealed. Jury out 3 hours. Guilty assault. DV. Fraud. Bail yanked. Remanded. Hatred glare. Mingled shock. We'd toppled him. Gavel. 20 federal years fraud/laundering/conspiracy. Concurrent 15 state. 70s parole. Appeals futile. More probes spawned. Empire seized. Auctioned. We watched estate gutted, his facade stripped. Feels. Liberated. Divorce done. Maria maiden. Scraps but soul. Bought cozy condo. Orchids bloomed. Mom banked anew. Entry but empowered. Therapy anchored. Dated softly. A bookseller widower. Patient. Proposed later. She yes. But kept space. I docked in victim law. Prof. Vasquez collab. Published on controls. Launched clinic program. Therapy. Aid. Security. Triggers lingered bangs. Shouts, but channeled to purpose. Victor's prison plea ignored. Filed for leverage. 5 years post, conference keynote. Mom front. Scarlet dress, defiant hue he'd banned. Survivors, I declared. Fought. Documented. Won. But access gaps kill. Post talk. A woman, hope spark leaving. Card given. Net woven. Sundays, us cooking. Sipping. Mending lost bonds. Regrets? Delay. Years stolen. But not the fight. Exposed him. He took much. Not all, not futures. Not us. That shatter ended silence. Birthed reclaim. Victor aimed to crush, forged unbreakables.